Hello there everyone, my name is Skralo and I'm bringing you this very important Bitcoin update from sunny Latvia. We're currently in Latvia where we came to set up a new office. So by the way, if you are a good English speaker and you live in Riga and you want a very good job at Kralo Industries, then stay tuned at my Instagram. Everything is going to be announced on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. So in today's video, it's going to be very important because everybody's screaming, long Bitcoin right now, boo, all in. So I decided that I really had to make a video because we currently are seeing, if we're going to go to the 4-hour chart, we see some kind of a breakout that I've mentioned to you in the previous video. And I also told you about the ways how we could trade this. So I decided to make this emergency video, which is we're traveling all day yesterday, so I couldn't make a video and I'm super tired today. But nonetheless, if you leave me a like and share this video with your friends and family members using the share button below the video, I'm going to still make a nice video. And it's going to be super important because some catalyst events are coming that you really have to pay attention to, and I'm going to tell you whether I'm going to be longing Bitcoin right now because I'm going to take a trade very soon, or I'm going to be shorting it. And you want to really find out because I think that's that's the best for you, so that you don't lose any money. And we're going to take a look at some very important news that just came out. This something is super interesting for crypto industry. Then we're going to take a look at all the technicals and go over all the realistic expectations and catalyst events that would be needed from the fundamental side to actually push the price higher, in the lack of which I would actually consider taking a short trade. So anyway, without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. Guys and girls, please leave me a like on this video. Once again, would be very much appreciated. Small token of appreciation for me being there, Mr. Spot On for you. And let me know that down in the comments right now. Are you bullish or are you bearish right now? Because I think after watching this video till the end, you actually are going to shift your perspective. So before we talk about these technicals right here, let's quickly go over some of the interesting news that are coming out. And certainly, guys and girls, if you're going to be asking me, Thomas, where are we going to be preparing to take a big trade? That is going to be over on BitGet and over on Bybit as well. And with my exclusive links to BitGet and Bybit down in the description, you can claim, or in the pinned comment, you can claim up to $9,100 in free bonuses on top of your initial deposit, and also a huge discount on commission. And on BitGet, there is really cool copy trading feature, which made me a lot of money, but I'll make an update on this in the next videos. Okay, so let's quickly talk about some interesting news, and that is that Bitcoin miner capitulation event may have already happened. So investigative work argues that on-chain metrics are providing miners have capitulated. And this is always, oftentimes is helping us to mark the bottom when, even the miners have, capitulated and left and sold to actually, sponsor and have raised some money for their mining operations, etc. So this is quite bullish. The next thing also is quite interesting, that the largest Russian oil firm to launch crypto mining operations through new partnership. So despite, again, I know that its geopolitical situation is very tense, and I'm very, sorry that in 21st century we have such problems like war, like we're seeing in Ukraine. Very sorry that there is such a situation. However, we still have to talk about these things, that Russian Gazprom Neft has partnered with Switzerland-based Bitcoin mining firm BitRiver to use excess resources to mine the flagship cryptocurrency. So despite all the things that are happening in the world, this still screams mass adoption. So this is also quite bullish news in my personal opinion. But the question is, is this really enough for us to say that, yeah, well, we are going up really fast right now to at least retest $26,000, which is going to be our resistance previously from the daily chart right here, this level, this purple one right here. So this move, and actually, when we have this breakout from this wedge, this is our target, our technical target. And before we get into it, in my personal opinion, we're going to take a look at the technicals, and then we're going to evaluate the situation so that you can actually learn how to evaluate the situation. And certainly, if you want to become one of my students at tomskralo.com, you're more than welcome to do so. Join my 5 months long certified and accredited trading learning programs to become a professional trader. Now, first things first, what we have to talk about is the technicals. So let's quickly go over everything in the 4-hour chart. We're seeing this breakout right here. Everything is looking beautiful. Not really, but anyway. And we have this support, which in the hourly chart is a bit more visible right here. And currently we are not really, quite honestly, not really doing much. So now I'm going to be talking about the bearish scenario and actually the trade that I'm going to be considering. And then at the end, I'm going to also say what's coming in the next few days, which could actually change my own mind. Because remember, as traders, as active traders, which is very hard and very difficult, we have to entertain always both possibilities, but there are always explanations of what you should take when. So currently, when we are seeing this breakout, we always have to pull up the volume and take a look. So here is the area in the 1 hour chart, the area of the breakout. And the volume is just, I mean, look at this volume, it's just like nothing, it's just going down. Same thing we're gonna see in the 4 hour chart. Let me remove this out. Let me put this back on. Let's go to 4 hour chart, and we're gonna see the same kind of an effect. Look, the volume is going down, so the volume speaks massively for what we can expect. So for that reason, when we're just looking at something like this right now, as soon as, quite honestly, guys and girls, as soon as we break below right here, we break this support in this area, I'm going to be taking a short trade for sure. I mean, this is something, unless something changes, and we're going to get into it in just a second, the things that I'm looking out for. So, because right now we are in the bullish zone, because we have this, theoretically, we have this break. Now, what we have to really understand right now, have to really pay attention to, is in the weekly chart, we'll have this 200, let me remove the volume because we just spoke about it, the 200 moving average in the weekly chart. And as you might remember, the 200 weekly has always been incredibly important for us. And this is actually what marked the bottom for us previously, but macroeconomic situation and the money printer was on, and the macroeconomic situation was different. So was the geopolitical one. So, and right now, if we're going to make it bigger, it might come in as an incredible resistance right now. And it's coming in at, look, at 22,400. So now we can remove this moving average, and let's go take a look at 22,400. Let's mark it right here. Let's just take this one, 22,400, and this is where this weekly moving average is going to come in. So if you guys going to be longing it from here, or you've been into a long trade, despite everything I told you in the previous videos, then watch this level right here, because I think that, and it's also going to coincide real nicely with these potential levels in this area, because there's some volume standing here for sure. So it's gonna actually, even if we're gonna see a rally up to here, we're definitely gonna get rejected, at least in a short-term perspective from it. So you have to keep it in mind. Now, the next thing that I really want to mention is going to be BBWP in the daily chart, which is something that is going to bring me to the point of my best case scenario. And as we're going to see, we're actually narrowing down, and we're actually going down in terms of volatility, because remember, this indicator is just for us measuring the volatility. And whenever we would see a big volatility like these kinds of sell-offs, it would actually be followed by a prolonged consolidation in this blue area, which is here. So, and the same thing we can actually expect from the Bitcoin price right now, because we don't have a catalyst which could come in the next few days. I'm going to talk about it in just a second. So you're doing very well. Stick around, just stay strong. And by the way, if you want to learn how to trade properly, also I'm going to link a tutorial to Bybit somewhere right here, so you can check it out. It's free, and you can learn all the basics. And currently we are seeing that we can see this prolonged consolidation here, which is my best case scenario, unless we're going to see a catalyst event, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. So we might see this kind of a movement, just like we saw here. And because right now, as I told you so many times before, that the fundamentals are just so much stronger right now than the technicals. And all the technical moon boys, that actually technicals work really well in a bullish market when everything is just flying only in one direction. However, right now, when it comes to, bullish price targets, it's more driven by fundamentals. That's why I give so much more weight to fundamentals. I'm not trying to get you guys wrecked. So for that reason, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like the video, and also check out this tutorial right here too. Amazing copy trading on Bitcoin if you're interested in passive income on your crypto. A cool tutorial right here. Check it out as well. So BBWP is currently telling us that most likely we might see, again, this can change. Any indicator is not really precisely always 100% reliable, but nonetheless, this is something we've seen historically and just statistically, because these indicators are providing very interesting statistics. Now, also what we have to take a look at when it comes to the measurement of the current potential and the current situation overall in the market, we can go to Econometrics and also check out, because they're doing really cool reports a few times a week sometimes. And we have this very interesting chart right here, which is the CME Bitcoin derivatives, hedge funds versus asset managers. And right now, even though we've seen the capitulation, even though we've seen the prices go so low right now, historically, that we're currently, in terms of on-chain data, are really at the bottom. So it's undeniable. But we are seeing that nothing is really changing that very much in the CME Bitcoin derivatives. So it's staying all at the same level. So we're not really seeing that kind of a huge flip from bearish to bullish. So this is number one, what we were seeing in econometrics. Number two is also the CME Bitcoin futures premium staying, is just consolidating. And most importantly, the CME Bitcoin options Also, we're not really, because we've seen this huge change here when we saw this huge bet for like 1,500 Bitcoin previously a few weeks ago, when somebody placed a huge bet that Bitcoin is going to rally soon, and the size of the bet was 1,500 Bitcoin. So this is what changed it. But right now we're still consolidating, and we still have more puts than calls. So this is not very good looking. So we're not really seeing any major changes that will tell us, the market is flipping. The market is going more bullish right now. So the same thing would go for accumulation trends. So for that reason, and seeing that there is no real volume right now, I would be more inclined to say that this is a fake out, and that this is very, very dangerous. Again, when we have so many moon boys longing it, and we can see, maybe, again, as I said before, anything can happen, but I'm going to be more short biased than long biased, and I'm going to be looking to take some kind of a trade like this going downwards, which is going to be an insane opportunity. We'll get to the price targets in just a second. Let's quickly talk about the potential catalyst events. Number one catalyst event which you have to pay attention to, is going to be the CPE data, Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, which is going to be released on June 30th. And remember that Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve gives more weight to this one than CPI, so the inflation figures from this report, which is coming in literally in a few days. And also, the next thing that is going to be super important for us is the Grayscale Bitcoin Etf. That is coming very soon, and they actually have, let me just find it somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. So the deadline for the approval is going to be the 6th of July, and the Grayscale is not playing around. So they're really expecting that potentially, and this can happen tomorrow, after tomorrow, any day before July the 6th. But I think it's going to be quite close to it, because the SEC is never in a rush to do anything faster than they're supposed to. So this could be a huge catalyst. If they're going to get a spot ETF, if we're going to get a spot ETF, then I could potentially quickly flip bullish and take some kind of a nice swing trade. And the same thing for the CPE data. If we're going to see like a reduction in inflation, which is very improbable at this point, of course, seeing the CPI data that we've seen previously. So these are the catalyst events. Of course, if we're going to see bad CPE data, it's already priced in, but depending on how bad it's going to be. So I'm going to definitely keep you updated. We'll do more live videos with you watching these kinds of reports, etc. And most importantly, you have to be paying attention to every single day as you wake up. Always Google Grayscale ETF and see if there is any important news that can affect the market. But as for me, I will not be longing it right now. I mean, everybody's longing long with this kind of volume, and to be honest, if we're going to break below, my price target will be, the first take profit will be around $20,000 in this area. Then the next one will be 19,700, and then potentially I'll keep it even lower to retest this level of about $18,000. So I'm going to ride this kind of a down move, and this is, in my personal opinion, in terms of probabilities right now, is more probable than a major up move through all the resistance without having any fundamental reason to do so. All the affiliate links down below. I'm going to link the Bybit tutorial right here, so you can go and check it out. Perfect day today, a Saturday, to learn how to trade properly and become a professional trader. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.